Bye, airplane. Let's get you in. Come on. Up. Morning, everyone. So last week I'm driving to school and it's freaking dark. This week it's like sunny outside. So welcome to the new time change. Hello, everyone. It is the end of the day. Like literally, the kids just left my room. Can I just say that it was kind of a crazy Monday? Like my table has thrown up. Oreos. Okay, so here's how the week looks. Just to kind of tell you guys what's going on in my life. School life, teacher life. Freaking hair is driving me crazy again. Let's just tuck it behind. It's fine, it's fine. We can make it work. Okay. Let's talk school. So here's what is going on. This week I started swimming with my kids. We take two different groups, 2 different times. So my group is going to go starting tomorrow for 10 days. So our schedules are going to end up changing. I am getting together writing plans for my partner teacher. She's going to be teaching writing along with her social studies unit to the afternoon class. I'm only going to have both of those classes for about an hour and 15 minutes. And then I take the other one to swimming. So schedules are going to be thrown off a little bit. Today was a little crazy. Friday we have teacher work day, so I have to finish getting conference stuff together, which is what I'm doing at the moment. So I'm working on that, getting some papers cleared off. Because of that, I got another new student, so getting things together for that student, figuring out what is it that I have to assess for her on the next coming days. So lots of little things happening. How many of you hate it whenever you are using the big like cutters and the cutter like ends up messing up some of the pages and it doesn't cut correctly? It drives me insane. It's like I'm supposed to be using this so that it's cutting. I'm supposed to be using this so that I am saving time, and I'm not really saving time because it's jacking up all my copies. I'm having to make extra copies. So I have done a blog post on this so that you guys can go and look at it, but this is my don't forget, and it's just a little page for me to send as a reminder the day before, so I'll send these out on Thursday. I also have these, which I need to kind of redo to make them look a little bit better, but who cares? I'm sending these home so that the parents can fill out. I need to have them back by Thursday just so that I can have kind of a guiding conversation with them and kind of see what is it that they want to talk about before they get here, so that I'm not caught, you know, off guard or by surprise. So getting some of those things together. I like how my books are all destroyed by children. So I realized that this is kind of November. Some, you know, people are starting to graduate, and I have a ton of viewers that are college students that are, you know, going through getting their education degree, and so many of you really want advice. And as much as I would love to give every piece of advice that I could possibly give to you guys, like there's so much that is involved when it comes to going out looking for jobs, going out and you know, when you're doing a demonstration, if you have to do a demonstration, things that you should be, you know, looking out for and trying out. Understand that principals know that you've just graduated from college. They know that you are not going to be fully, you know, every single thing back and forward. You're gonna have it absolutely perfect. They know this. They're looking for things like, how are you interacting with students? Are you giving them opportunities to be engaged? Are you making it interesting? Are you making sure that the lesson is going back to real world issues? Like, how are they going to apply it to real world practice? And I think the biggest thing with like interviews, and I know you're going to be nervous, like I'm even nervous in interviews, but the biggest part with interviews is making them aware that you are willing to try and do anything for your kids, that your kids come before anything else, that if a kid's not getting it, you're going to work with them. You're not going to just move them on. That if a kid is struggling or if they're not meeting certain standards, you're going to work with them on those certain standards. You know, they want to hear that kind of stuff. They want to hear that you're pursuing learning, that you're trying to learn more, that you're not just saying, okay, I did college, now I'm ready to work and I don't have to, you know, continue my education at all. They don't want to hear that. So some advice for you is to be, I don't want to say pushy, but show initiative with them. You know, make a point to show your face to them. It's going to be really hard because principals are getting 500 to 600 applications at times for one job position, and then they're having to wean people out because they obviously can't interview all 500 or 600 people. That's really, really difficult. So they are having to wean out. So find something that makes your application stand out from everyone else's. You know, put a picture. Some people are not gonna like your picture. Some people are not gonna like the fact that you put a picture up there, but you know, attach a picture with it. I attached a picture because I wanted them to see my face. Make it stand out from everyone else's. When you're doing an interview, smile, be excited, show initiative, and show enthusiasm, show how much you would just genuinely care about kids, and then using a lot of just those words that you know that you should be using, like differentiation and, you know, having it student-centered and, you know, holding conferences and holding small groups and that type of thing. Like making sure that you're using a lot of those words and phrases inside of your interviews are good and important too. But I think, like, for me, just showing the initiative, showing enthusiasm for your work and for what you're doing, showing your passion for what you're doing is probably one of the most important things. And I feel like another thing that I kind of want to say to you, it takes the right principal to hire you. Not every principal is going to fit your personality. So it's finding that right principal to think, oh, this person's gonna work well on my team. You know what I mean? Like, I got really lucky because my principal, it just worked out. Like we fit very well together, and he was that right principal for me in order to find my job. So making sure that you're reaching out to every single school around you, making sure that you're reaching out to every single principal, coming to the door, showing your face, being consistent, following up with a follow-up email, just saying, hey, just wanted to let you know I did drop this off. I'm really excited about your school. Tell them something that you had seen there at the school. You know, when I did drop it off, I wanted to say that I really enjoyed how you had your student work out, or how friendly the staff was. There's just something that you can pinpoint on each and every single school is also really nice. And following up with them, I mean, they're busy. They're really, really busy. So just know that sometimes you're just gonna have to wait, and you're gonna have to continuously follow up on them. I know you may feel like you're being annoying, but sometimes you kind of have to. I mean, I don't know. But it's gonna take that right principal for, for your resume to really fit for them. So I wish you guys all of the very, very best when you're out there looking for jobs, when you're out there doing your demonstration lessons, and just know that everyone has been there. Like, we all started from the very beginning, and I still don't know everything that I'm supposed to know for teaching. You know, I'm still having to research, I'm still having to learn, I'm still having to go about and find answers to problems that I'm having. So you're not alone in that, so just know that, and I wish you guys all the very, very, very best. Don't be nervous. That's all I can say. Try not to be nervous. I know you are going to be nervous. But yeah, I mean, we're excited that you guys are joining on to teaching, and it's good. It's good. So you're gonna do great. Don't stress out. There is my advice for you. I hope you enjoyed that. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Hey, okay, so I'm on the floor because I want to work on the floor, and I took my shoes off because I just wanted to take my shoes off. Don't judge. So just kind of wanted to talk to you guys. Oh my gosh, look at all this stuff that I have to do. I need to take a few of those with me. I have to take out my DRA assessment kit because now I have to assess a couple more kids. So, woohoo, fun times there. Anyways, so talking to you guys, I wanted to share out some couple of things that I felt like we are doing that could be the most amazing thing I think I have ever tried before. But I'm gonna move you, so hold on. So I wanted to talk to you guys as I'm like sorting through some of my paperwork about some things that I have been working on with another 6th grade teacher who has graciously said that sharing some of her thoughts and some of her thinking on the vlog would be great, and she said okay to me kind of passing on some of the information. So we are really big with making sure that kids are getting exactly what they need, and that we're not just only giving them the standards that we're supposed to be teaching, which yes, those are important. We do need to be teaching those standards, but at the same time you have to be looking at what exactly does your kid in your class need. What is it that they are working on, and where are they academically? We all know that we're going to have some of those kids who are going to come to us who are very there are lower than what the actual standard is. We have some kids who are achieving higher than what the standard actually is. So we really have to make sure that we're meeting every single student's needs. So here is kind of some of the things that I've talked about, and I know that I've done a blog post on that, and I'll link it down below in case you guys want to go and check it out. But I do a lot with breaking down my standards and really looking at how do I know that these kids are meeting that standard? So for instance, if we're talking about summarizing, in 4th grade, it's going to be really understanding the elements of plot. Like, are they able to give the exposition of a text? Are they able to give me the problem and solution? Are they able to explain the falling action, the rising action, the climax? Are they able to basically take that plot and then create it into a summary after they've finished, you know, getting all of those elements out? If you were to look at that exact same standard when it came to summarizing, in 5th grade, it goes a little bit deeper, and it's more of a compare and contrast. In 6th grade, they're really analyzing and looking at the author's craft on how they are summarizing and what is it that the author is exactly saying. So every year it kind of progresses. And I feel like this is where a lot of us as teachers are kind of falling behind, because I went and we were sitting down and we were breaking down some of these standards with my 6th grade teacher. She said, well, here's what I'm doing. And I said, well, see, that's the problem. You should not be teaching what I'm teaching unless that kid actually needs it. Technically, where she should be picking up off of is where 5th grade left off, and that's comparing and contrasting. She should be taking it a little bit deeper. She should not have to start at the very beginning of what is plot. At that point, hopefully kids have already mastered it. If they haven't mastered it, that's where I as a teacher sit down with her at the beginning of the year and say, hey, listen, this is where they are. We haven't gotten to this part yet, and this is where you're going to be picking up off with them, or, you know, picking up with them. So what we decided to do, and let me find it through my papers, and it's going to look like chicken scratch. I mean, like, it's been written up all over because I've been taking notes on it. But what we've been doing is really taking those standards and then breaking them down across. And I say, okay, well, if this is what 3rd grade is actually teaching, then what is it that I should be teaching in 4th grade? What am I focusing on when it comes to this standard? And then with 4th grade, once they go and they've mastered these 4th grade standards, this is where they should be picking up on 5th grade, and so on and so forth. And so every year, you know, if I have kids coming in and they say, well, we've mastered this 4th grade skill, then, you know, then I can move them on to a 5th grade standard is where we're going to be working on. Okay, this is probably going to get super confusing, or I feel like it's already probably confusing all of you. So here's the idea of it. A lot of the times, some of you are probably working on report cards, or you've already finished report cards, and they're saying, have they mastered this skill? In reading, you cannot strongly say that they have mastered a summarizing fiction skill. Let me explain why. Think about fiction altogether. Fiction is not just fiction, you have traditional literature, you have historical fiction, you have fantasy, you have realistic fiction, you have all of those. At the beginning of the year, the majority of us are hopefully beginning with realistic fiction because it's easier to make those connections too. And when you're writing about their personal moments. You're writing realistic fiction. So you're wanting it to go hand in hand and really tie those two together. So when we were looking at this standard and thinking about, okay, well, what are we explicitly teaching? So we teach realistic fiction, we teach traditional literature, we teach historical fiction explicitly within our grades. So we said, okay, if you're looking at summarizing fiction, it's almost like a video game. You're like leveling up to want to earn emojis or earn badges of some sort. So here you have summarizing fiction. As you're going through and as I'm teaching, I've already taught realistic fiction. So some of those have already earned this badge because they've shown me that they understand how to summarize realistic fiction. If you are looking at summarizing but in historical fiction or traditional literature, it's going to be a little bit different because there's different background knowledge that's necessary. The expositions are going to be a little bit different, so everything kind of plays just a little bit different, but you still want to see that they're able to apply it across all these different genres. So here then they're working towards this one right now, and so they would need kind of a little map, and we've created maps for them. And this is their little emoji map. So it's kind of like if you're playing one of those video games where they take you through the little map and you're having to complete tasks to get the little map, and then you have to go to the next one and complete those tasks to be able to say that you've kind of working your way through it. Here it is. So summarizing, and it's kind of got chicken scratch on it right now, but so they says start, and here are their targets. So the start is I can identify the exposition of a text. Okay, so that's their start. They would have different tasks that they're completing in order to show that they understand this. When they understand it, they get a little star, they get a little sticker, whatever you want to put on it, say, yep, good job. So now that you've done this, now we're going to work on the next one. And it kind of takes them throughout this whole process of really understanding that standard and making sure that they're getting it. What's nice is that you can also be able to pull this out for parents and say, look at what we're working on. This is where we are. This is the things that they've understood and mastered, but we're still really struggling with that climax, or we're really struggling still with that rising action. They're not able to really point out some of those key details. So this here is kind of goes along with this. Once they've completed this and they've mastered all of these different parts of it, then they get to earn their badge for their traditional literature. And the entire time they're wanting to earn badges to be able to complete all of the standards for summarizing, or for fiction, sorry. And we would have the exact same thing but for informational, because informational, of course, it's different. So and with informational, you're looking at just informational, and then you're looking at autobiographies and biographies, and being able to tell, you know, the different skills and using the different skills and telling each of those genres. So that's what we're working on right now. Again, I'll leave a link down below talking about the learning targets and how you can kind of find, there's a planning page that will help you be able to break down some of those standards for your state, so that you guys can start working on some of those. But really be thinking about, okay, well, what is it like in kindergarten? If you're looking at a kindergarten skill, in kindergarten, everything is with prompting and support. So hopefully, if you're asking those right questions, your students should actually be able to do it because you're prompting and supporting them the entire time. As they continuously go up, they're making it just a little bit difficult. A lot of the, you know, K through 2nd and 3rd grade is more of just a retell. You're doing a lot of oral retelling. You're doing a lot of being able to sequence events, understanding like the, you know, the problem and the solutions and that type of thing. And then when you're getting into the upper grades, you're really starting to dig deep. You're looking at key ideas. You're looking at those, how that author is actually conveying some of those messages that they're trying to, you know, tell the reader, how you're analyzing the text, that type of thing. And hopefully this is going to end up helping us be able to see exactly where our kids are and where we need to be taking them next. So this is like the current project that I am attempting to try to go through, and all of these things would go into their data binders, which is really nice because it shows it's giving me some type of assessment to be able to say this is what they're doing, to be able to show me that they're understanding this standard. So I could always pull this out and say, here's my proof. So that is what I'm working on. I did want to share that with you guys really quick. So yes, I am going through the process of cleaning out some paperwork, getting ready for the day, for tomorrow. I'm going to take these kids swimming. That stresses me out. Like, I don't like it when my schedule gets thrown off. And I'm sure there's a bunch of kids out there that are probably not liking it either. That's a lie. They're probably all loving it. So I made copies for my kids. They're going to put these into their data binders, and I'm going to go ahead and start getting out emojis. And like, I found some emoticons that are super cute, like these little animals, and I figured that they could just pick out whatever they want to pick. It's kind of like Pokemon cards, or like baseball cards, or just whatever, like things that you collect. You know, you just want to collect all of the emojis. So I'm making a bunch of emoji little round stickers so that they can just collect and pick out whichever one they want to fill their board. It's like a video game. Who doesn't love video games? Everyone. Okay, sorry for the distracting noise over there, but I told my husband that he needed to come pick up this corn because I'm straight up about to lose my mind. So Ian's over there like scooping up corn, putting it into buckets so that we can get it out of my classroom. Okay, anyways, so I wanted to share with you guys that I contacted BreakoutEDU. Not sure if you've heard about them, but it is a company that creates these boxes for teachers, and they set up lesson plans that other teachers have made, created, and they have them for free. So when you purchase a box, then you get access to all of these great resources that you can try to incorporate into your classroom. The idea is that you're making it extremely engaging, exciting, fun, but the kids are given a series of tasks based around some type of a storyline, and they're completing them in order to get into a box. So it has multiple locks. And over the weekend, I really wanted to try it out before I kind of figured out how was I going to put it into my classroom. How am I actually going to use this? I have one box, so I have to figure out how I'm going to do it. Which, by the way, I was so grateful that they sent this to me. So thank you so much, Breakout. I am so excited to be able to use this in the classroom. It is such a phenomenal thing, a phenomenal resource for teachers to have access to. So kudos to you guys for sharing this with me. So excited. Okay, anyways, back to the topic. So over the weekend, I decided, you know what, who else better to try things out with other than my own children? I mean, let's be honest, this is why we have kids, right? So that we can try things out with them and then see how we can put it into our own classroom. So when I contacted BreakoutEDU, we got to talking about how we could use this resource. I really wanted to share it out with all of my viewers, so they graciously sent me this box to be able to try it out, use it, and then give you guys kind of my opinions and show you how I would be using it in my classroom. Okay, so over the weekend, I decided that I really wanted to try it out, and who else better to try it out on other than my own children and family. I went on to BreakoutEDU's games, which you will get access to, and just looked up one of the games that they had and figured out how could I use this in my own, for my, like, make it specific for my kids. So I changed up a couple of things to it. It was like a treasure something or another. It was really fun. Made some riddles to kind of make it fit for our family, our house where we lived. Yes, so I took some clips and I'm going to show you these clips now. Alright.
Alright.
I can't give you any hints.
Don't be fooled if you're young or old. The treasure can be found. Take the time to mold it. Mold it? What does that mean? And then you times 6 in each number.
Time.
Or plus 6. Plus 6.
Treasure can be found.
But what does mold mean?
To mold it.
Do you know what mold is? Means?
I don't know what they're talking about. Take the time to mold it.
Take the time to mold.
Don't be fooled. If you're young or old, you're young, I'm old, and we're fair.
Hey! I think I know where it kind of is.
Nope, look at the lock. Look at the side of the lock.
The side of the lock. Okay. Oh, a ho and sunny day, it's always best to don't forget that when you are wet, you
On a what?
hot.
Hot. So a T is missing. On a hot and sunny day.
Ooh, let's go outside and think about this.
Put those words, those letters at the bottom.
To make
T
the
R
T-R-E-A-T. Treat. What is
The whole message.
treat? It says
Well, let's read the message. On a hot and sunny day, it's always best to rest and play. Don't forget that when you're wet, you'll have the most joy that way. When you're wet,
so. Here we are.
Do you want to go back inside and open it?
Hold on. Tree.
a map.
I will tell you guys that you guys missed something very important.
But didn't say hello. Say something called beware. A flashlight. What?
We missed the flashlight. Okay, now let's look at the map. They're gonna make us go.
X. This is the treasure?
It's your treasure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Spain, no.
Yay! I found the treasure!
He's like, have a real bat? Yeah, they gave you an inferior weapon.
Kill the moose! Try to kill that moose.
Oh!
No.
It was really fun. I think Ian had a blast. He's already been asking me to do another one for the next week. And it's just really nice to kind of see how he's having to think through a lot of it. Learned some lessons in the beginning when I first did this with him. So I'm already thinking of different ways that I can incorporate it into my classroom, using it with reading and writing, even throwing in some of that grammar practice, things that we just aren't able to get to very often. So as I start to come up with something to do in the classroom, I will be sharing that with you guys. But it was fun. We enjoyed it. It was really, really great. Okay, so I am about ready to go home. I need to go pick up my child. It's getting dark. It's getting dark really, really early now. Okay, so hopefully you guys got something out of this video. I hope you did. Definitely go check out some of the links that I left to the blog post that I will leave down below for the parent communication, and then also for the breaking down standards for learning targets. So I'll leave those links down below so you can go check those out on my blog. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it out, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys really, really soon. Bye!